What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Nerd On Update, the weekly show where we talk about the nerdy news that we're excited about and also answer questions from you, the audience. We don't introduce the host, but I was not on for the last live show we had, so I'm going to go first.
Do it.
Start the year off right with Tom. Happy 2022, everyone.
Well, we're starting with the year off right with news about things that happened in 2021 and not in 2022 yet. So, and it's actually a sad bit of news. So, I would like to hopefully go into positive things as we got further along with the show, but I am going to bring it down right now with news that I wrote down, but I was absent from the last show, and it was Keiko Nobumoto's death, her passing. If you don't know the name, you definitely know their work. The writer of the anime show Cowboy Bebop, Wolf's Rain, Tokyo Godfather, Samurai Champloo, passed away on December 1st from esophageal cancer. Aww. And it hit me. It was a really big deal for that day. Toonami made a nice tribute because obviously a lot of her work showed there. I know Corey talked about Cowboy Bebop season 1 on Netflix not being renewed, and which was a sad thing. But this one was like, Mother's Milk, where it all came from, the source material, passed away, and it's kind of crazy. Of course, there's plenty of people who have passed away over the years, and we're constantly living past the people who kind of shaped us. But this one was was someone, I never really was like, oh yeah, Nobumoto's fan, but I was just like, oh, a lot of her work was really, really great. And I think I wanted to make sure that we took some time on our show to just talk about her, celebrate it. And, we have covered one of her shows, one of her works. And I hope that in the future we can cover more of it. But, it's just it was a rough way to start December, I would say. But I think we'll have more news talking about how right before 2022, it's just like, all right, here's one more. But that's all the news I got. Who's next?
I'll take it because Josh, you're gonna have the job
I'm just gonna end it with some positive.
Yeah, please.
On December 31st, 2021, at the age of 99, we lost the great, the amazing, the uber talented and uber sweet America's sweetheart Betty White passed away.
Very sad.
My favorite meme so far is that Betty White took 2021 by the throat and said, "You're coming with me," and love it. There will still be a birthday celebration for her 100th, celebrating her life on January 17th. I think it's a live stream online. But man, it's just,
it's
one of those ones.
It's
one of those ones that hits you in a way where you're like, man, I just, I immediately went back and watched my favorite moment from Community, which is where she does the Anthropology 101 rap with Troy and Abed. And they end up singing Toto's God Bless the Rains Down in Africa. Just an absolute. I wouldn't say I'm someone who watched Golden Girls, but I am someone who was a fan of just Betty White as a person. And
can I say?
Yeah, please.
Coming during when everything shut down, I going back into the warehouse where I work for my pay the bills job. I was like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do. And I literally went on YouTube, and you can go on YouTube right now and you could watch the entire series. There is a YouTube channel that just plays, that has all the episodes. And it's not going to be in the right order, for sure, because it's not like a clean rip or whatever. But it was like, I spent a good month just watching every episode from Golden Girls.
Really?
And
all right.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say my grandmother, she would babysit me while my mom went off to work. And she had her stories. Like there were times where she would just go play, and she'd have her stories. And it was like Young and the Restless, that kind of thing. But then Golden Girls was kind of a part of that block, and she would watch Golden Girls. So it's kind of a fond memory of remembering that in the background.
Yeah, I got into Golden Girls because my mom loved it. And I remember for one birthday, I ended up getting her seasons 1 through 5 or something like that. And then I was like, I never fully watched it. I saw bits and pieces. And then, during this last, or during 2 years ago, 2 years ago, in 2020, right when everything first, everyone started kind of getting back to work a little bit. It was like, okay, I'm going to start watching this show. And it definitely helped me through. And everyone in that whole entire show is talented, but today on this show we're talking about Betty White, and so
Yeah.
definitely a badass in her time. And I know there's a lot of memes, and I'm very kind of glad that
A
the
legend,
internet had
really a legend, like
Yeah.
really,
Yeah, definitely.
truly to the degree of every sense of that word, a legendary performer, actor, and just personality.
force. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was sad. I have one little small bit of news before I pass it off to you, Josh. It's more of a few leaks, circumstantial evidence, and theories that we may be getting Nintendo 64's 007 GoldenEye on the Xbox in the near future.
Wow. It's Nintendo 64. Is it's not the remake?
No, it's
Okay.
the Nintendo 64 Classic. So there was a list of achievements for the game that has been leaked online through some data mining and all that kind of stuff, and some images of the maps from the original game appearing on the Xbox site. So people are hoping, myself included, that in the near future we will be getting the classic slappers only multiplayer
Big head mode.
GoldenEye
Because it was a
coming to Xbox.
Rareware, right?
Right, and they made
Yeah.
which is owned by Microsoft
Mhm.
now. And they did make that remake, which we don't talk about. But the classic is still one. I mean, I still have my Nintendo 64 set up with GoldenEye and Pilot Wings still on my regular rotation of games. But this would be an exciting one for me, especially if they have online multiplayer, which would be pretty sweet. So anyway,
wow.
that's my news. Josh, pick us up the rest of the way, please.
Yeah, let's get some positive in here.
Yeah.
So, first thing I will say, me, I'm now a Back for Blood shill, and I'm just gonna say the December update came out a couple of. I'm gonna report on a couple of things that were the past couple of weeks while we were off. The December update went out for Back for Blood, and it slaps. It is so good. It is such. It really.
What were the changes?
Oh man, there were some changes in terms of one of the big things, and that was just like really bringing players down is that the game was abnormally hard, and even on the lower difficulty levels, and it was because the mutations, the stronger of the enemies,
They would spawn 100 at a time, Josh.
yeah, there were
100 at a
so
time.
many. And one of the fixes that they made were that those have limits of types and how many can show up. So I think they made it so like only 2 of each type can show up, and only 2 of like. It's just what I will say is it's noticeable. It's a
The balance
noticeable.
is there.
Yeah, there is a balance. There are still some issues, and we'll see what happens. They're not very good at updating or doing announcements about updates, but
They
it can
just kind
only
of happen.
they just kind of happen. Like, hey, BT Dub, tomorrow the big December update's coming out, and you're like, cool. Yeah, so that was awesome, and I've been playing way too much on that. Next news, Spider-Man No Way Home came out
Yeah.
over the past couple of weeks, and this headline absolutely blew my mind because I didn't really think about it like this yet, but it makes sense. Like later, like years go by and we'll be like, yeah, that thing. Pandemic era. A headline called this time the pandemic era. And I was like, oh no, but you're right. It's several years. Like it's going to be an era where we're going to be like, you remember? Hey, member. But somebody said one of the headlines was Spider-Man No Way Home is the first movie in the pandemic era to, I don't remember the number because it's crossed so far beyond that since then, but it's the first movie to make such and such like billions of monies in the box office in pandemic era. Now
billions of monies.
Billions of monies. And now
I think that's what they said it was officially.
It's billions of monies. I think a couple of hours ago is at $1.37 billion worldwide or something like that. And that's just like, damn, that's a lot. That's a lot. But there's some aftermath. I mean, that's really cool. It's interesting to think about in terms of, I know that it is Sony's, looking at the chat, I know that it is Sony's highest grossing movie of all time.
All time.
Yeah. But some aftermath. I mean, that's an interesting thing to think about. That means people are going to the movies. Peeps are going to the movies. And I know in this week's episode, which is about No Way Home, our review, check it out. Corey talked about being somebody who is very conscious of being out in public, though vaccinated and boosted, but being at the movies, like the own protection that you take, masks, keeping your hands in your pockets, that kind of thing. But I mean, the theater, I went and saw it twice. The theater was packed both times, maybe a few seats missing, but people are going to the movies. The next thing that it sparked, there was a lot of lead up buzz coming for this movie.
A lot of theories.
A lot of theories. And I'm not going to spoil.
Conspiracies.
Yeah, conspiracies, theories.
But it did spark conversation.
Yeah, it sparked conversation, and the internet.
There are hashtags.
Yeah, the internet is doing what it does and saying hashtag make TASM3, make the Amazing Spider-Man 3, because this all brings, because before we got Tom Holland, we had Garfield, Andrew Garfield, and there was going to be a third movie, and then womp, 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 womp.
They yeeted him.
Yeah, they yeeted him hard, and it didn't happen, but everybody's been like, hey, yeah, BT Dub, what about this? So I'm really excited that what if this happens? I mean, if anything, the past year in cinema has made me go,
anything could happen.
Anything could happen. You just
Snyder
don't
Cut happened,
know.
baby.
I mean, recent
Tom
Hawkeye.
and Josh are tired of me hearing me say how much I loved Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and I could finally.
I'm not tired of it.
I could finally say that, like, I feel warm. I feel warm with the love of the hashtag.
I'm feeling things.
The Amazing Spider-Man 3. I am. It's like if anyone here has watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, there's this officer Holt. You go, vindication, and it feels good.
Yeah, so that's it really is an interesting time, I think, in pop culture, and just seeing things like some things that happened in Hawkeye. Just you're like, wow, we are
restore the Spider-Verse.
We are living in a time, y'all. We're living in a time. The nerdy worlds are colliding, and it's wonderful. It gives me chills. But that is the news. I think it's time to answer some questions. And just to give the spiel is that if you would like to submit your questions, there are a number of ways that you can do so. And to find all those ways, go over to nerdon.tv/questions. And it includes sending us an email, questions@nerdon.tv. There's a Google form. But my favorite way, and I think the coolest way, is to head on over to our Discord. There are channels that are just for this purpose, that you can ask questions for the update. And if you join the Nerd On Nation, that is powered by Patreon, nerdon.tv/Patreon, you do get what we call the Nerd On Nudge, in which we will answer questions from you, the Nerd On Nation, first.
Hey!
And you get to support us in making content and working towards being full-time.
Yeah, I think we need, what is it, like 12 more patrons? And we hit our goal?
Yeah, I think it's 12 more patrons.
Somewhere between 12 to 14 patrons, and we hit our next big goal, which is where y'all get to choose whatever you want for us to cover.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. So tell your friends, tell your family. Don't hide your kids. Don't hide your wife. Let them know about the show.
Oh, man, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
But you can ask questions like...
So I added back the question that you guys couldn't answer. I didn't realize that. So
Muppets?
I saw this. So this question came up a couple of weeks ago, and there is a strike it from the record. It will need to be waited until Tom is in, and now Tom is in. It is all three. B-Rad asks, pick a movie. Keep one actor. The rest are played by Muppets. What movie would you remake, and who are you keeping in it? Unique twists are allowed, such as my favorite, The Matrix, but they're humans in The Matrix and Muppets in the real world.
This is such a good question.
That's a very good version, too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Corey.
Well, I have two, because one of them is John Wick. but you keep Keanu Reeves.
I hate you so much because that was mine, but
was it really?
Yeah.
Just it'd be wild to see that in that and also getting to see like Kermit or Sam the Eagle. It would have to be. I mean, who would run the hotel? I feel like Sam the Eagle might. I feel like Rizzo the Rat might, or Kermit, or yeah, go on. Josh.
No, that really, because I didn't get into specifics, but I was like, I will say that this question sparked me watching the Muppets Christmas Carol and Muppets Treasure Island.
So good. They're best. They're the best.
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol is the best adaptation of that story ever made.
No, I'm just thinking.
I'll die on that hill.
I hate these questions like when you guys answer because every time I'm like, yeah, now I want to watch this. I'm totally here for it. Now I have to think. Tom, you go.
A movie. I think something like
The Dark Knight. Everybody's humans, but Batman is a Muppet.
you could do that. I was kind of like I really liked that twist with the Matrix that they're Muppets in the real world.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, but Alfred's the only human.
I was gonna do it where Steppenwolf is the only.
There you go. He's not human, is he?
Yeah. It's
He's the only non-Muppet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I guess. Let's go dark.
Okay.
Let's do
7.
No. Okay, let's do Black Swan, but the only human is the dance teacher.
Oh, geez.
It gets very, very naughty very quickly.
Wow.
Does it lend itself? I feel like, I don't know. We'll use John Wick. Okay, I was gonna say, like, because Muppets is happy, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, but I'm like, and Black Swan gets like a little dark, a little sexy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's me. That's me.
The other one I thought would be fun. Again, not a family film, but like I thought Snatch would be a really fun
Oh my
Muppets
God.
movie.
Yes.
But it's only Brad Pitt. That's it. Everyone else is a Muppet.
I thought The Big Lebowski, but everybody is Muppets, but Donnie. Donnie is like
Okay. Okay, because I thought that and I didn't say it, but I didn't think Donnie. I thought Jeff Bridges. I was like, the dude's the only non-Muppet.
Or
but
the
Donnie,
dude and Walter are the only Muppets, and everybody else is like just thinking all the diatribes that Walter goes on, or just the monologues, and just like,
yeah.
I can get you a toe, dude. You're being very undude. I just think it would be so much fun.
God, that would be so funny to just see John Goodman play against a bunch of Muppets, but that character.
Oh, I know one.
Kermit's the dude, and he's like, dude, listen.
Dude.
I would do Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Everyone's a Muppet except John Connor.
Okay.
So you get a Terminator Muppet. Yeah.
I
just want to see
There's
John
so
Connor
many.
like in the front of the motorcycle with like a giant Muppet like around it.
Guys, Knives Out, but Daniel Craig is the only non.
Oh, that's good.
That's my real answer. That's my real answer. Knives Out, but it's just Daniel Craig.
I'm looking for
Anyway.
movies.
Great question, man.
That
I
was
could
a
do this
wonderful
all
question. Next question goes out to Spencer. Shout out. I know that he was having a bad day today. Just want to give you a shout out.
to
We heart
Spence.
you.
Hey, love you, man.
Yeah, love you. Spencer asks, you get 100 million and have to give it away. The catch is you can only give it to people and can't give it to family or co-host. How do you do it?
Now I could break the question really quickly and say I'll give it to a family member, a co-host family member,
Wow.
but I won't, and I think we should restrict ourselves.
Read the stipulations again.
The stipulation is the catch is you can only give it to people and can't give it to family or co-hosts. How do you do it?
Can't give it to family or co-hosts.
Mm-hmm. So I could give it to my co-host's family.
Oh, I see.
And then I'm like, hey, tell Dana to give this back to me. But so have to give it away. Catches you only give it to people, and okay. I mean, do you guys have an answer?
I do.
Yes, please.
I would
go.
actually, I'd split it up. I would give probably half to like the Humane Society in some way, or I'd probably have to do some more research, but the Humane Society holds a special place in my heart because pretty much all of my animals have come from like like pounds and stuff like that, but it's specifically the Pasadena Humane Society. The next one I'd love to give to Playing for Change. They're a nonprofit that builds music schools all across the world in places that they can't really do that kind of thing, afford that kind of thing. For children around the world. So I once did like a benefit concert for them to try to raise money for that. But yeah, that would probably be mine, because mine would totally be like family or you guys. So it could go to Nerd On, because that's not technically co-host. It's going to a business entity.
It's true.
It's very true.
Corey, you got one, or you want me to go?
I mean, much like Tom, much like Josh, I would split it up between a couple different charities that I have looked into and like, who support different sorts of creative arts for people of color and disabilities. Just giving them the tools they need to make the art and stuff like that. So that's what I would do.
I'm kind of going to steal a little bit of Black Diablo Mamba's answer in the chat, but I would just give it to some friends. They didn't say I can't give it to friends.
This is true.
So
Right.
I'm going to give it
my friends' families. So y'all are fucked.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to some friends like Anthony Steves and be like, I mean, technically he's not a co-host of this show. So he's a host of another show.
You just
right?
like asterisk broke the question. Just like
kind of not. I feel like it's like he's not. But anyways, I would give it to him and be like, okay, now you bankroll us now.
Yeah.
And also drop this contract. This money can only be used for us.
Josh and I are like, I give it to this charity. I want to support artists of color. And Tom's like, shit. How do I roll it back into our bank account? Smart man.
I'm an evil genius, but
hey,
no.
Listen. Donations are a tax write-off. So you have him bankroll the company, and then we as a company, that we would all go, this is a lot of money. We can do a lot with this. Let's at least give back. All three of us would be like, oh damn, because anytime we've come into a little bit of where we've saved up, we've all been like, oh, we should totally donate.
Yeah.
We should
or give Julie money.
Or give Julie.
I'll say it this way. Like, that wasn't going to be my full answer. I was like, that's kind of the joke answer.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, like the two organizations I donated to the most during 2020 and 2021 were Trans Lives Matters and Black Lives Matter. So like, I'd probably donate to those a lot, but I would probably find like Cape USA or, also Humane Society, and probably there is a charity that we used to do nonprofit organization and charity work for in Sac State, which was a lot of for patients with AIDS and stuff like that. So it's stuff like that I would probably try to find a lot of things that I feel like, oh yeah, those are things I've been involved in. You know what, honestly, oh, you had to give it away? I couldn't buy a thing with it. I was going to say, I would just buy someone's entire business and be like, there you go. I give it to you so you can flourish. Like to Nate, so you can have his own brick and mortar stores or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. That's a wonderful.
You know what I mean? Like I would want to find people's businesses and I'd be like, cool, can I fund you? Like, is that technically?
Because oftentimes, like even speaking personally for us, like oftentimes the things that holds people's own business from going forward or growing is financial. So yeah, that's because there's a lot of people that are starting businesses every day that are solid businesses Nate is a wonderful example. Check him out.
Or maybe someone who does who helps writers, with accountability, things like that. It's like,
interesting.
I was like I'm a big fan of like finding people who I know who have businesses or are making stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to buy like $40 or $50 worth of stuff, even though I only need like $12 worth of stuff. Cause I'm like, hey, I'm going to,
that link doesn't work anymore.
Shoop Nate or Shop Nate?
Well, Shoop Nate does.
Shop, and I hit too many O's. Is that what happened?
Yep. Yeah, that's
Shoop
exactly
Nate.
what happened, Corey.
There we go.
Corey's typing into the chat and doesn't seem to work.
There we go.
But yeah, that's my answer.
Next question.
Yes.
Comes from Noe. Hey, shout out to Noe. He and I have been bonding over the Red Rising trilogy. I just have to personal
Nice.
shout out. Noe,
Oh yeah, shut up.
what's a favorite winter tradition or event that you or your family participate in?
I have a lot of traditions.
What's a
stuff.
favorite?
I make beef Wellington every year. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
So I'll say that 'cause I think I've already talked about my other Christmas traditions.
Josh?
Christmas is kind of a new joy in my life. Like Bonnie reawakened Christmas for me. And it's usually like the first week of like December. She and I will break out all of the decorations, the tree, and put up everything together. Blare
The decor.
the decor. The Christmas music goes in, and then we start listening to the radio station that is local that only plays Christmas music. But it's just it's a fun thing to do together. We usually are pumping the music and just decorating together. It's a lot of fun. I dig it.
For myself, drive up to San Jose, see my mom. That's
Nice.
probably the only
Yep.
real winter tradition
good one.
I kind of have. So, yeah, that's it. See my mom. My mom gets Christmas. My dad gets Thanksgiving. So
Oh,
that's
nice. I dig it.
it. Yeah.
That works.
That is all the pre-submitted questions. Tom, you get to have the chat-related or Discord-related questions, I think.
Twitch
chat
chat. Most of them are like backlogs from Twitch chat for sure. So I'm gonna have a question here. First question I'm gonna bring up is, it works because it's the first episode of the year, from Gamer Fuji, aka
Hey.
Julie.
Hey.
Top resolution for 2022.
Probably either 4K or 8K. But if we can get a 16K camera, that would be pretty sweet.
Holy crap.
Just saying. So.
And I'm the asshole
But
for breaking questions.
4 is probably the top we could do right this year, I think. Just because that's all I could edit. So.
Are you talking about like us as nerd on? Like are we getting a 16K camera? Is that
No, we're
No,
not.
just said top. That's why I said 4K. This is probably top resolution we'll get this year.
Okay. Maybe some lenses.
So.
No.
Josh, you have an
Yeah.
answer?
Mine's like super personal in a sense. I can be public about it. I just I want to believe in myself more this year and really kind of bring my A game and really just be more so like, you got this, Josh. And really
Thanks,
dig in.
Josh.
Yeah, thanks, other Josh. And just really dig in and believe in myself, because I think that's oftentimes there's a lot of opportunity that is available to me, and I do believe that I have quite a bit of talent that I can bring to the table, and I just need to believe in that. And because I think that I can do some really rock star things. So
Hell yeah.
I'm making a big
Like a
change in
power
a couple
slide?
of days. Yeah, power slide. That's all I really want to do, is just do a power slide. I once did that, but I forgot that I was wearing shorts.
That was fun, I bet.
No, dude.
Nah, dog.
Nah.
Raw dog.
Nah, raw knees. Anyway, Tom?
Thomas.
I don't normally do resolutions or anything like that. I typically find moments, so I do changes and I make the change. But if like anything of the last few weeks of 2021 has taught me, is that there's always time to learn a lesson, and my lesson and what I'm going to go forward with in 2022 is probably just trying to find things for myself, and maybe just kind of do the nasty, unsexy work of working on myself a little
Get
bit.
nasty, Tom.
Yeah.
Nasty Tom. All that nasty Tom. Okay. Next question.
Next question. Next question is from Zell.
I like that you guys all just accepted mine. I have a real one, but it's fine.
What's your real one?
I mean,
sometimes you get
one chance.
24K is what I really want to.
How big would those files be? Like, for real?
There's no 24K. Not in digital.
Well, IMAX camera.
Are you gonna squander a third chance, Corey? Or is that it?
No. The real thing is I want to be better at championing other people's projects and shining light onto other people's successes.
That's a good one.
Nice. I dig it.
For next question is from Zelna Moore. Standard genie rules: no forces, love, raising the dead, more wishes, etc. What would your 3 wishes be?
Tom, how are you breaking this one? More, wish for more genies.
Wish there's no rules.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow. Wow. 3 wishes.
So yeah, 3 wishes. I got this. And this is gonna be actually kind of, in a weird way, a little altruistic, a little evil.
Okay.
I wished everyone in the world got what they wanted that didn't hurt someone else. And it's kind of like the Jim Carrey thing is like, I hope you get everything you want in life to realize that money isn't anything for you.
Yeah, that it won't actually bring you happiness.
Second wish. I guess I don't know how to do it, but I would say for every law that prevents all the wasted food going to waste would actually just be donated to food shelters. Like there is no you cannot sue. Like there is no laws that can ever happen where it's like people cannot donate the hundreds of thousands of tons of food that get wasted out of every restaurant, every chain, and just give it to a shelter.
I mean, they already do it in France.
And then third wish, I wish that I was an all-powerful, rich immortal.
There it is.
That's the answer I was waiting for.
There it is.
All powerful, all rich, and then no one can mess with me. Then I'm out. I've done all the good in the world. Everyone's fed. Everyone could be happy. Now just leave me alone. And then let me push the politics of the world with all the money I have. And then I'll just live long enough to just know how to maneuver through them.
All right. I dig it. First wish. I'm trying to stack these, right? So check this out. First wish is for there to always be peace within the world and beyond. Second wish, humanity has conquered space travel. And third wish, no poverty, no hunger, and no greed. So that's that. Peace.
A lot of people just lost their personalities.
Space travel. Everyone is well off. Everyone lost their personalities?
I said a lot of people lost their personalities.
Yeah. So those are my 3 if I could stack them on top of each other like that. So, people are living longer. There are more people with poverty and hunger and all that kind of stuff. But we're out. We've got colonies out in space. We've got technologies. We've got all of that. Unless this is some kind of like bedazzled trick shit, then I'm taking these one at a time to figure that out first.
Yeah.
So I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I don't. Your answers are really good. So there's a part of me that goes for Corey and Tom's wishes to come true, including the all-powerful, rich beyond all reason.
Josh's, to steal the punchline from an awful joke, Josh's is just, well, I'll have a Coke then.
Their stuff is really cool, and I get to just kind of reap the benefits. So
no hunger, no war, no poverty. Tom lives forever, and we conquered space. Yeah.
What do I need? I just need a Pepsi Zero with some ice.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, your answers are really good. So I'll just, for myself, I think that
I could use a jacuzzi.
I would want to pay off all the homes.
Pets don't die.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Except for no, just kidding.
No more dead cops.
No more.
Evil dies tonight.
Uh,
Evil dies tonight.
I would want it so that everybody that I know, and that's a really large pool of people, all of their homes are paid off. Like they own them. They own them outright.
Thanks, man.
They own them. And you know what, Tom? What this means is that you'll have a home that isn't an apartment. You'll have a house. How do you pay off an apartment?
Mine's paid off every month.
Yeah, you know those people that. Because I mean, here's the thing. I have a lot of family members that their house payments or whatever is a really large chunk of their income, especially in California. So I would love it if people did not have to. I mean, the bigger answer is like people don't have to worry about homes. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if
Housing.
your housing is like
all loans are paid off.
Oh, student loans don't exist.
All loans.
Damn. Student loans. Oh my god.
America's
what a racket.
debt would be gone.
What a racket. Yeah, I'd love for my home to be paid off. Let's see. I mean, honestly, I would wish for Nerd On to be a full-time business that is doing well.
And has employees.
That has employees, and we get to be hosts. And that's what we get to focus our time on, and creating content and thinking about more content that we can create. And being able to do that. That would be wonderful. I mean, there are specifics like numbers and whatnot that would be amazing.
That's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There were a lot of answers in there. So
yeah, I was gonna say you wished for a lot of things.
Yeah, you know. I took your answers.
One,
so
yeah. Next one is from Black Diablo Mamba. Question: looking
What's
back
good?
at 2021,
What's good?
what one moment that you coincide with last year?
Like that when we look back at 2021, we'll be like, oh, that was the year that I did this. Is that what that means?
I think.
oh shit.
I guess we'll try to answer as much as we can until we get some more elaboration on in the chat. But looking back at 2021, one moment that you coincide with last year.
Wow.
I think that's how I'm going to take that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pregnant. Found out I was going to have a kid.
Yeah.
So
You got a home.
there's that one. House and a kid. That moment happened within the same week. So I'll say that those are kind of tied forever.
Josh, you or me?
I'll go, but I'm going to be super cryptic. I made a major health decision that I haven't been very public about to really anybody, and I plan to be in the near future. But something about my health that I changed and haven't looked back since, and that was 2021. Yeah. I'll be public about it later, but just right now, this is for me.
2021. I got vaccinated and got to see my parents.
Hell yeah.
I think that was like a really big deal. And it was a little bit of the kick in the butt I kind of needed to just like, let's go and do it. I did a lot of things, and it was only because like in 2020, it felt very, very, very downtrodden of like all your dreams, your aspirations, the things you want, the things you're looking for, the hopes you have were kind of all put on hold. If anything, they might have been taken away from you. And then in 2021 was the moment of like, I'm going to have to work within the confines of what I have. And I see people working really hard to circumvent those things and move on with their life and move in different places. And 2021, I did a lot of things that I didn't think I was able to do. And
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it for me. Next question.
One last question.
Yeah.
One last question.
I think so.
Would be from Raph. MX Raff, if you could describe yourself as any food, what would it be?
But is oatmeal a soup? And
Are you looking at the note?
no, is that what it says?
there's a question there.
No, I just remember that. If I had to describe myself as one food, what would it be? Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Perfect. So you're perfect?
I'm perfect. Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. For a lot of reasons. First of all, peanut butter is my favorite food. But I also just there's something like boring as fuck with a no, I'm just kidding. There's something it's just something I like about PB&J's. Simple. Maybe because oatmeal is a porridge. Okay. Because I wish I could be a little more simple and laid back and shit. So yeah, PB&J.
Josh?
Mm,
Oh man.
I got one. Grilled cheese sandwich. It's like makes you feel warm and cozy.
Yep.
It's cheese, so how could you go wrong? And bread.
Yeah. Have you ever made a grilled cheese sandwich with like death cheese in the middle?
Oof.
And if not, why haven't you?
Yeah,
No.
no, that's a good like. Why haven't I? Diet.
That's true.
But like once a year, you know?
Yeah, you know what? The next time that we have a little get together that's for Nerd On and Death Cheese is involved, we are going to get the fixings for a grilled cheese sandwich, make death cheese, and like dip the grilled cheese in death cheese.
Yeah. Yep.
If I can make a suggest,
Yeah,
I
what's
would
that?
do
Fried chicken?
where you can kind of crimp the edges of the sando, and then you just dip. You put it on the inside, so when you just it's like a Smucker's, but
Oh.
cheese.
A crustable.
Yeah, that's what
A
I would
crustable
want.
with death cheese in the middle.
Yeah.
Oof.
Just
That
make
sounds
it a
delicious.
donut. For me, hey baby, call up the uncle, because I think I'm fried rice.
Why?
Because I don't know, I just kind of feel like rice is such like a staple, like a very standard thing. But it's what you put inside that kind of makes it very different. You could have crab fried rice, you could have duck fried rice, you could have chicken fried rice, you could have egg fried rice, you could have vegetarian fried rice. There's all these different types of fried rices you can have. There's Chinese style, Thai style, and Thai style is the best one. But there's vegetables in there. There's different types of meat, proteins in there. You could have it with other things. It's good on its own. It's good with a side of other things. It's made with the side, but then it has a bunch of entree stuff inside of it already, so it lives in both worlds. So I think I'm just like I'm a fried rice. And on some days I'm one fried rice, and other days I'm another fried rice. But I'm just kind of like this
Respect.
mishmash of all these things, and you just toss me in a a wok, and you need some wok hay when you make me.
Okay.
All right.
The chat
can I do the last question? Yeah. What is death cheese
Yeah.
as our last question for the night?
Yeah, so death cheese is something that Bonnie, my wife, introduced to my life, and then I introduced to these guys' life. It is the easiest recipe probably known to man. You get a block of Velveeta cheese, reconstituted cheese product, and you put it into...
Yeah, I was going to say cheese.
Cheese.
With air quotes.
You put it into a bowl, and then you get your salsa of choice. Sometimes the staple is pace. We like to get the super hot kind, but really your salsa of choice. Put them together in a bowl and microwave the shit out of them until they are a goo, and then put that into like a crock pot, so you can bring it to like a party.
Yeah, you had
that
like
you're
a
going to.
lined crock pot.
Yeah, and then you can put that shit on everything. Chips is like
literally
a
everything.
go-to, but Corey put it on hot dogs.
I did.
And we're constantly coming up with
And
what
hamburgers.
else could it? Yeah, hamburgers.
I forgot I put it on hot dog a hot dog.
Yeah,
It's got a very good consistency where
Yeah.
it's like thicker than sauce consistency, so it just
It's that Velveeta,
gels.
baby.
yeah. Reconstituted
That
cheese
Velveeta is
product.
20% gel. That's why. I'm pretty sure
it
that's in
comes,
the
it comes
ingredients.
from nature.
You know all the jelly shoes from the 80s and 90s? They melted those down, and
Yeah,
then
and made
20% went into every Velveeta brick that we eat today.
I love Velveeta.
It's called recycle, reduce, reuse. That's what it is.
That's one
baby.
of those like guilty pleasures, Velveeta. That'll be in
dude, but
today's episode's description. They talk about Velveeta.
It's one of those things where you're like, I'm fine if this gives me cancer. That'll be worth it. There's certain things in life where you go, I know. Shh,
You pat life on the face and you go, "Oh, you're sweet.
Yeah.
You're sweet."
Yeah.
Is
Yes,
death
I will
cheese-
trade in a year of my life for this.
Is death cheese a soup? Yes.
Cheese soup.
Oh,
You just hurt Corey's heart. I think on that note,
Yeah.
let's end this episode. Everybody at home, thank you so much for
I want to
listening.
go home.
Thank you so much for
Oh
listening.
yeah.
If you are new to us, check out our website, nerdon.tv. It has all of the information on everything that we do, all of the linky links to all the things that we do,
Is that you,
including
Tom?
Tom's breaking
Yeah.
stuff, including our YouTube. Check out our YouTube because all of our episodes do go to video, including our other show, Nerd On the Podcast, where we actually go over something topical, like this week's Spider-Man No Way Home. It's like a review type show. It's a lot of fun. Check it out.
Spoiler: there is no Velveeta mentioned in that episode
Dang
whatsoever.
it. Lost opportunity. Also, check out these Twitch chats, these Twitches. God, these streams. We go live with this show on Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at nerdon.tv/Twitch. And we are usually here throughout the week, just streaming some video games and just hanging out with the peeps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so check that out, nerdon.tv/Twitch. I do have, like, one of my resolutions is to stream more because I love doing it. I just edit a lot for us, so I want to stream more. But yeah, that's it. Share us with your friends, your family. Stop by, rate and review. That's actually really, really important for us. If you didn't like what you hear today, share us with your enemies. That's okay too. Spread the word. That's the thing. Spread the word. And do consider joining that Nerd On Nation. It really does and has helped us to grow, to upgrade our content, and to keep doing this as much as we have, and to keep upgrading our content. And it's just a dope community to be a part of. And the Discord server is dope. So check that out, nerdon.tv/Patreon, and check out that Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. But that is it. That is the housekeeping. Thank you so much for listening. You know the drill. As always, Nerd On.
Nerd on.